Hey guys, it is Tonya, Thrifty Treasures. Welcome to the second part of the interview with StevenSteph of Resale Killers. So I also have Lonnie of Garage Flips here with me today.
I love that.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I was having to.
You're having a moment with the music?
Yes. Oh God, I had it coming from my phone and from another window on my computer. So, hey, I am Lonnie, also known as Garage Flips. Glad to be back again for another visit with Tonya and StevenSteph, and it's really special because you don't see that many father-daughter resale teams.
Also known as Garage Flips.
Uh-oh.
What are y'all getting feedback now too?
We're good now.
It's good now. So anyway, like I was saying, you don't see that many father-daughter resale teams.
Oh,
so
geez.
these guys are really fun to talk to.
It is rare. It's very rare.
Yes, and we don't know of one actually.
Yeah,
So...
she's my sister. I thought we clarified this.
Oh, whoops. We're in Tanya's channel.
Oh,
Sorry.
so
Oh,
anyways,
We forgot this. Sorry.
Oh my God, I love it.
no, last time we were like rambling on and stuff, and this time we wanted to be a little more serious because people had a lot of questions we didn't get to answer.
Yeah, it's true.
So no
true.
fooling around. We want to be serious and answer the questions.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny.
Lonnie, go.
Lonnie.
Lonnie?
Tanya, we have to ask
Lonnie?
you about your hats. Do you make your hats? Lonnie said something about making his wife a hat.
Yes. Okay. I'm going to have to screenshot this. Hang on.
Okay.
Again for another visit with Tonya and StevenSteph. And
That is
What
so
is
great.
this?
because you don't
Lonnie, you're
Lonnie,
talking.
get it together.
Lonnie?
also known as Garage Flips. Well,
Lonnie,
Me?
what are y'all getting?
It's
feedback?
not.
No.
Wait. Mine's muted.
Okay, so anyway, like I was saying, you don't see that many
Who is that?
father-daughter
What is it?
resale teams.
Okay, hang on. Let me. It
Guys
might be me.
are
I don't know.
really
Hang
good
on.
it is rare. We didn't do anything.
Yes, and we don't know of one actually.
Yeah,
So-
she's my sister. I thought we clarified this.
Oh, is it the iPad?
We're in Tanya's channel. Not
iPad.
mine. Oh,
Sorry.
Okay, all my stuff is.
Is it us?
Oh my God, I love it.
No, last time we were like rambling on.
It's not coming from here, so it's one of y'all. Check all your browser tabs or whatever.
I closed out my other one that had Facebook on it. I closed that out.
I think
So
we're
I
good
have
now.
2 windows open: the chat and this Hangout.
I think we're good now. I don't think I don't hear it anymore.
We got to start over. Let's do it tomorrow. No, I'm joking.
I think it was us.
Probably was.
I don't know how, but I think it was us.
When did you make those hats?
What hat? Oh,
We
these
always
things?
make hats. I'm
Yeah, we wear these all the time.
very crafty.
What?
Don't you like it?
I love it.
Steve really loves the purple and yellow.
Yes.
Just for you.
I love you guys. That is so cute.
So, do you make your hats, Tonya?
Okay, I don't make my hats, but I will be soon. So I'm
Mm.
really, once the kids go back to school, I'm going to try and look into that a little bit more and putting something together. And I definitely would like to sell them because I get compliments on them all the time.
Where do you get them? How do you have so many?
I can't tell you where I get them because I can't.
That's funny.
No, I can't tell you because like I tried to do some business with the lady because so many people ask me and I like wanted a coupon code for the viewers and she wasn't really nice about it. So I just don't tell anybody anymore.
Yeah, no, keep your source to yourself.
Start making your own.
Yeah.
Right, I will.
When here.
Wait, so Tonya, you buy them made like that already with the flour and everything on them?
Yeah, they're already all put together.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought
So
you
sorry,
made those.
Lonnie, she can't get you one for your wife. That lady won't sell any. She doesn't want to sell.
Well, I only wanted one if Tonya made it.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm going to make them. I am.
Do it.
I will. All right, let's get started.
Okay.
Okay, so first question for me, and I hope you guys haven't answered this yet, but I noticed that you guys use the word merch a lot. So when I hear merch, I think of like merch by Amazon. So what do you guys mean whenever you say merch?
Well, we've been using the term merch for like, since we first started doing it. In fact, we had our company, we called it Merch Mongers. That's what we were before.
That's
so
cute.
So we've been calling it merch forever. It's just short for merchandise. And then Amazon ripped us off.
Yeah. Amazon stole our thing.
So I don't know. But no, so we've been calling it merch, but when we say merch, we just mean merchandise, just stuff that we buy or sell.
When we started on eBay, we would be like just sourcing stuff at thrift stores, garage, or even in our house. And we refer to everything as merch. Or if we see if we're at a family member's house and we want to take something and sell it, because we would do that, we would just refer to it as merch.
Yeah. So,
okay, I was having a hard time taking you serious with those hats on.
Now you know how we feel, Tonya.
Oh gosh.
I'm just kidding.
I right into that one, didn't I?
Lonnie, you got a hat on too.
Yes, I do. I get a lot of hell for this hat too, for some reason.
That's good.
What's it say?
Oh, Norway.
Oh, Norway.
Okay.
And I'm not even Norwegian.
Cool.
I saw it when we went to Disney World, actually Epcot,
Oh, cool.
this summer, and I liked it, so I bought it. And
Awesome.
I get hell about it almost every time I wear it.
Oh my goodness. I like it.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
You should put clothes on when you wear it and they'll probably won't give you hell about it.
I should do what?
You're wearing it around when you're naked.
Oh,
People, that's when you're getting some pushback.
so I've got a question for you.
Okay.
Oh no.
So I watched one of your videos recently, and y'all were talking about how you were on your way to that trade show in Vegas, right?
Mhm.
And I made a comment on the video, but y'all were talking about how most of the people you're in contact with are more like picker people,
Yes.
right?
Uh-huh.
And there didn't seem to be like a large community online of the pallet people, which is what y'all consider yourselves to be, pallet people, right?
No, we just became pallet people.
Well, actually,
Basically, we do pallets also. How about that?
yeah. I mean, we'll use that. Like we've learned the terms that people use. Like when we first started doing this, we thought we were just
Resellers.
buying stuff and selling it. And even the term reseller, we just thought, okay, we buy stuff and sell it. And then we started to, hear like there's thrifters, pickers, all that. And pallet people, we've said that word. We might have made it up. I don't know.
I'd never heard it before.
Yeah, that was just because there are these other groups.
Yeah, there's a
We kind of separated that too. But we've talked about this too. We're like, man, what are we? Because the pallets for us, we've said this before, it represents a way to always have a steady cash flow, a predictable cash flow, in addition to going and sourcing other ways that that are more enjoyable or that you're more passionate about. But it's not like we do pallets and that's it. And it's practical for us. Pallets allow us to, like today, we went and had breakfast with our daughter and grandson, and we know we've got stuff. We didn't go sourcing today. We've got a lot of stuff in a storage unit.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'm answering that right, but
No, I like the answer. That wasn't really the question, but but it's great insight. I didn't actually get to the question yet. So I like that though. So it sounds like you don't really have passion for pallets. It's just it gives you margin with the rest of your life to do things you want to do.
Passion,
Exactly.
yeah, the passion is for.
I don't have a lot of passion for toaster ovens and pots and pans. Just don't have a lot of passion for it.
Whenever y'all do your meetups and you do your meetup, the topic is never about the item you sold.
Right.
Right.
The topic is always about the person that bought it from you. What kind of person were they? Sometimes how the item was going to impact their life.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or something like that, but it's never just about the item,
Yeah, That's actually really insightful on your part, Lonnie. Seriously, no, seriously, because it's like we do these videos, and we do have. There's like a message that we do have. The message isn't buy pallets, and the message isn't, you know, go to thrift stores. That is not the message. And being passionate about those things, we are not. But we are very passionate about what being, you know, somebody that goes and buys stuff and sells it, what that does for our lifestyle. And the lifestyle that we enjoy is more time.
Mm-hmm.
These activities give us more time. If we wanted, like if our goal was strictly money, we would ramp this thing up in a way that where money would be the priority. But this is about time. And it's so easy to go out and sell a toaster and love that freaking toaster, because guess what? It's giving me time. It's giving me more time to I'm hanging out with my wife all the time. You know, I mean,
Thanks, babe.
We're laughing, we're hanging out with family, and we don't have those constraints that regular jobs and if you are, you know what, if you're trying to make a lot of money, good for you. I have nothing against that. There's ways to do it where Pallets would help you do that. If you like garage sales, thrifting, Pallets will help you supplement that activity and also help you make more money. But there's a price to pay for all that. There's a price to pay for making more money. There's a price to pay for creating more time.
Yeah.
We like the time.
And we
Right.
also, you know, you guys have seasonal, or at least a season for garage sale season. It's not so much here in California, it's year round, but, you know, I know in other parts of the country, there's, you know, winter, you just can't go out in the snow and have a garage sale. So there's not as much merchandise to source, where we've got it in stock all the time. So even if we don't go to our storage and just bring a bunch of stuff home and start selling that, we can still go thrifting, and we can go to yard sales, and we can do, you know, we do a lot of auctions. We go to a lot of auctions, and we do a lot of government liquidation and things like that too. So I don't know, we just have this on the side. It's just sitting there in our storage for as we get to it. So we have merchandise to constantly sell. So it's just a steady stream. So not super exciting. And there are different pallets we've done that have been more exciting than what we do now. But what we get right now is these high-end houseware customer returns, and they work really well for us in our area. So we're kind of just sticking with them.
Right. And that leads into my question. So can you specify what category of product your pallet will be? Like, can you choose?
If you're buying a pallet?
Oh, yeah.
So you get to choose like what kind of items you want, basically?
Yeah. Actually, on the place that we go to is called Via Trading, and that's not the only place that we purchase from, but it's close to us, and we really have been thrilled with the product that we've gotten, and so we just keep going back to that, and it's near us. The shipping isn't unreasonable; it's very reasonable, actually. It's $200 for an entire truck to get to our house, a whole truck.
Oh wow, that's very inexpensive.
Yes,
Wow.
it's really
Like
good.
17 pallets.
Yeah, so
Stuff in there.
we are very fortunate to be nearby to that place, and we can go there to go check out the pallets before we buy them. But how you can log on to their site and go into their load center, and you can look at everything they have for sale, and a lot of them are manifested. So I go into the HE, which is high-end houseware section, and that's all from this one store. They can't say what the store is, but it's a high-end department store. And I'll go through each manifest and just look to see which ones have the best stuff. I'll sort it by you know, cost per unit. I'll sort it by the item, the maker, and just, I look for specific things. Like I like pallets that have a lot of Dyson in them, things like that.
Can y'all talk about margin? Can y'all talk about like margin, not on retail value, but like what you actually sell it for? Is that something you're comfortable talking about?
We have no secrets.
Yeah.
Just so you know, you can ask us anything. We aren't trying to hide anything.
Like we want to make at a minimum. Now this is, you're looking at, say we've got 2,000 units. The minimum we want to make on our worst performing one would be 50%. But with the ones that, the stuff that we get, we'll typically get 3-4 times that amount. And then there's the gems that you come across that are, you know, they exceed that. But the minimum that we want is 50%. And we're taking into account, like, there's going to be waste, you know, and we've gotten really good at turning the waste into either recovering, you know, what we would have lost, or actually still making a little bit of money on it. And on the housewares, there's other stuff you could do, you know, there's so many categories, but with the housewares, it just seems like it's easier to fix the items, especially pots and pans. We literally, like, there's dents in them and stuff. We take a rubber mallet and we beat it out, and it looks great. But you got to take that in consideration when you're buying. If you buy consumer electronics, you might have even more waste than we do. Like, you might have half of it could be waste, and you could still make 50% or more. You know, but there is a risk whenever you're doing this. That's why we've had success with the housewares, and we've stuck with it. We're still going to venture out and we're going to experiment with some other items. But once we started that, and it was real successful right away, and we just stuck with it and got comfortable.
Yeah. And we're really comfortable with all the items that this department store carries, because they carry them over and over and over. So we have parts for things from the dead pile. So we can go grab a lid from this to go with something else. So that is really nice, having extras just sitting there. So
Right.
So would you say the margins are a lot lower than, say, like for a picker? Because I guess it's a lot easier to get the pallets, right, than it is to go out and So I mean, I guess the lower margins would be expected.
But we're never going to find a jackpot item in this where, you know, somebody's spending time going to garage sales and stuff. They can go find a camera and get it for $5 and it could be worth $300 or something. You know, things like that aren't there. We just have a steady income because we're going to make at least 2 to 4 times our cost, you know, on an item.
Are you saying, Lonnie, like the margins, like if a picker goes out and buys 10 items, you know, that day, and his margin, because a picker's margins over the course of a year is where you really find out what his margins are. You know what I mean? Like if he bought spent X number of dollars in a year, and then at the end of the year to year, it'll fluctuate. I mean, unless they're specializing in one item and they're really dialed in, that's going to fluctuate, maybe not a lot. Ours right now, if we just kept doing what we're doing with these, it won't fluctuate that much. That's like, here's what we're going to do. And one way that ours would fluctuate for us in a positive is if we were real aggressive about selling it.
Yes.
There's a lot of ways for us to sell these pallets that we don't take advantage of. There's like, we could turn it over quicker, just like people that sell on eBay. There's different philosophies. There's some people want to turn it over real fast and just keep getting their money back. And then some people, you know, want to do the more expensive items. And then some people do a blend of both, which we've always done that combination. Some things fast and some slow. But the pallets, I mean, we're enthusiastic about the pallets because I'm telling you, it can supplement. That's the main thing, is it just takes a little bit of a edge off of your, you know, if you are a thrifter or a picker that's, you know, you're struggling and you're, you know, like sometimes you have a bad month. It helps take the edge off of that to where, you know, you're just like, you get the right product and you know you've got an audience for it. It's just a constant flow. You can rely on it more. And not, I mean, we love the whole, like, going to thrift stores and all that. But again, we're trading it for time. If we were just doing it for money, we would do this completely different. And honestly, if we were doing it for money, we'd probably do more pallets. We would be, if we were just, our goal was to make a lot of money, we would do pallets, and we would be selling pallets, and we would be doing big sales. Like we could promote a big sale of $10 items only, or, you know, and just blow stuff out. There's a lot of ways to do it.
Oh, cool. Product Sourcing 101's in the group. That's great. Hey, Rob. He wrote, Rob Sear is, it's probably Rob. It could be his wife, Renee, but Product Sourcing 101 on Facebook, or ps101.com. You can go to their site, but they're an excellent resource. We just discovered them
That's where we went to Vegas and met them,
Yeah, but he said pallets are a way to supplement what you're doing right now. Running around hunting is a lot of fun, but it's truly difficult to scale because you're limited to what's available at any one time.
Yeah.
It's so true, because we will go to auctions and spend, you know, the whole day at the auction and maybe not buy anything. And, you know, or spend hours and hours on shopgoodwill.com and looking for stuff and only win a couple items, you know? So
I always question this term scale though, as opposed like, I always like, why is that person saying scale instead of simply grow? Because scale to me means like 10x, you know, like another, like that's like a whole different, that's a whole different business model, right? That's where you want to take on employees. You want to buy a big building. You want to do this and that. I don't want that for me. Some people do. Some people do. That, to me, that's what scale means. Now, I do want growth. I absolutely want growth.
Yeah.
So,
and we could have more growth if we hired some employees to go through this quickly.
No, the scale, you're right, Lonnie. Scale means we're not touching the stuff, but we have people touching it.
Right.
You know, and we're in different areas. We could have people set up in swap meets, more than one swap meet.
Every weekend.
We provide the merchandise, and they sell it for us, and they make money that way. And at the same time, we could be selling it locally. But I agree with you, Lonnie. I don't want to scale either.
Yeah, and we're
okay. Go ahead.
No, Tonya, go. Your turn, Tonya.
Okay. So I wanted to ask, and this is going to sound corny, but I'm curious. So I'm sure that you can't like buy jewelry pallets, right? So can you buy accessory pallets?
You could buy anything that is sold. I mean, think about anything that's in the retail world, you can get it.
Okay, well, I'm gonna have to look into that.
Anything.
And that would be one thing too, that you can buy jewelry. I'm sure you can, but it's not going to be like a jewelry jar where it's filled with stuff that could be, 20 years old, vintage, cool, random stuff grandma had or whatever. It's going to be the newer stuff that you can go to a swap meet and just blow up. And, that kind of stuff. And they might have other stuff too, where maybe, I'm not really sure. It's usually newer merchandise. If
it's sold in the retail world, you could buy salvage food.
What?
You could buy food goods.
Yes.
I mean, anything you can imagine. And the supply never stops. Never.
Yeah, we ran into a guy who he bought stuff from us, and he actually buys his his vending machine stuff from there, and he fills his vending machines with he buys the like food items that go in a vending machine when they're close to expiration date, but they're not expired yet. They're like right on the verge, and he gets the right things to where he knows they sell out before they're expired.
Yeah, that's smart.
So can I take a question from the chat real quick?
Yeah.
We got Roland Picker. That's Mike in the chat. He's asking, what is the farthest you have driven to meet for a delivery, and how do you go beyond meeting at Starbucks?
Okay.
I don't understand the second part.
Okay, the second part, Mike, if you could clarify the second part, we'll answer the first. The farthest we have went, we went to, I'd say, well, we went far, but it usually is because we're either in that area, we're headed that way, and we get a hold of the customer and say, hey, if we know where they're coming from, and we say, we're going that way anyway, we'll bring it back. We have a repeat customer, Miguel. He lives in like 40 miles. He's in San Diego County, and we've delivered to him a couple times, but because he always orders stuff throughout the week, and we let him know, hey, we're going to be down there anyway. We will come by. We make it convenient for him.
So y'all kind of wholesaling to this guy? Are y'all kind of wholesaling and he's selling to others?
No, it's family members and stuff. I guess they just
he just gets on wholesale. We'll get a message, and he'll say, all he does on the offer up, it'll go, I want this for this price. And his pricing is like, if it's a $25 item, he'll ask like for 22, or like he's really reasonable. And he does it once he says one, another one, and he ends up with like 5 things. He does this through the week, and then we meet him on a Saturday or a Sunday, and he showed us pictures of this, like he's using this stuff. He shows us pictures with food in it, and they brought us some food one day.
Oh, that is so cool.
But I would say we don't. It is so rare that we would actually go past our Starbucks to meet with somebody unless we happen to be there at the same time. Like when we sell in the local apps, people always ask, hey, do you ever come to, Vista? And we're like, actually, you know what? We're going down there we'll be there at this time. If you want to meet, we're going to be down there. We'll bring it. And then sometimes we do it, but it's really rare. Just because there's a lot of flakes, we don't want to go all the way somewhere and have them not be there.
So you'd be a lot more likely to do it with somebody you had prior relationship with.
Prior relations. I'll tell you, there's a couple times where, okay, we had a bunch of baby bassinets, hospital bassinets. We had like 60 something of them, got them from government liquidation, and we were selling them local. And we had the people that buy those, like a young couple has a baby. We did that a couple times in San Diego.
Yeah.
Like they were young.
They didn't have a truck.
They could barely afford it. So we give them a deal, and we know that it's not likely that the person that's wanting a baby bassinet for an infant they just had is not going to come through when you go to the meeting place.
Yeah.
So we've done that, and there's always going to be, and you have to use your own judgment. There's always going to be examples where you just feel like, based on the communication, hey, we got to do this, or we're going to.
We had an
electric somebody out.
An electric wheelchair that we actually took to a family who didn't have a truck, and they had something with their son. They needed help, and we brought them the wheelchair. It was pretty far for them. I forgot about that one. That one was big, and that was heavy to get out of the truck. But it was amazing.
Yeah, they really needed it. So
situation.
You see, there again, y'all are talking about how your item affected that person.
Yeah, that
it
one
wasn't about the item. You know, that's what I love about you guys.
They lived on a hill like this,
Lonnie.
and the mom was pushing that kid up the hill in his wheelchair.
Yeah,
it was amazing. So it made a huge impact on their life. So
that came from being a thrifter, I guess. Like finding that item, we found that on Shop Goodwill.
We did,
and it was basically new. So yeah, it was really, really nice. And so see, like Lonnie is talking about the relationship with people and those type of interactions. That's freaking cool. I mean, there's no, you don't like, you can make money or you have like things. It's exciting to sell something and make a lot of money on it. But when you actually have interactions with people that you like and you meet cool people and that stuff, come on, you can't replace that with money.
Right. Okay. So I'm going to.
That's fun, but you can't replace it with money.
Okay. So I'm going to change directions here a little bit, and I'm going to go ahead and give you a 2-part question. Okay. So the first part is MSP auctions. Why haven't you guys signed up to do one yet? And the second part is I want to know, what are your plans for the clothing haul that you got for free? So are you going to sell that on eBay, or is that going to be something you might try?
Tonya, where's my jewelry jar? It's somewhere on this table.
And the clothing.
What?
Go ahead.
We haven't touched the jewelry jar, as you know. We're still, you and I are going to do a jewelry haul.
We are soon, yes.
You too. But I'm going to be listing most of that.
Yeah, but I still want to play.
But yeah, so
the clothing.
I don't like clothing, and I'm scared of clothing, and I'm scared of jewelry. So
that's why it's going to be fun.
So I just procrastinate. It just kind of goes to the side, like a death pile. But I will. Right. But those clothes, we're going out of town. We're going out of town in the morning. We're driving to Reno, and so those clothes are just sitting in huge trash bags. There are so many of them.
Probably 100 pounds. What you guys don't see, like we do these videos, and what you don't see is we take a lot of time off. I mean, we called them SDO, spontaneous days off.
Yeah.
And we've been doing that since we started doing this. And we would, like, if we go, okay, we got, like, back when we were listing so much on eBay, there was times we would just sit down and go, you know what, this feels like an SDO. And we just take off. So we gather stuff up, just like a good hoarder. But then we knock it out, and we will. And we wanted the clothing, it was free.
Yes.
It was free. But
the plans we have for the clothing are first, and we're going to do a haul. We've never done a clothing haul because we don't do clothes normally. We have gotten pallets of clothes before, though, and tried them, like with tags. And I just didn't like them. I don't know. But they just weren't for me. I know other people love them. We've done purses, like or customer returns and new with tags and shelf pulls. I didn't like those. There's just certain things that we just like or don't like, and we just don't deal with those ones. But the clothing, we're going to do a haul, and we'll show them. And we're going to try to find, we'll pull out the brands that we know or that we think will do well. We'll do research, and we're going to sell them on eBay. And then we will probably take the rest and go to the swap meets because we already go anyway. So might as well just throw a big pile of clothes and have a $5 pile, $10 pile, whatever, and then whatever sells, we'll do it that way. And then the next time we go, it'll be turn into a $3 pile and a $5 pile.
Right.
That way. And then it'll be like a 50-cent pile, you know?
We might
So-
get lucky though. We'll probably reach out to somebody for some tips, like clothing people, like maybe Deborah.
Mhm.
Deborah. That's
Yeah.
Wait,
my
who's
name.
that? Who?
Deborah.
Our new
Who's
friend,
Deb?
Deb.
Deborah.
You're not talking about pinching pesos, are you?
No,
Yeah.
she don't do clothes, man.
Yeah.
Oh, she
You must be
doesn't?
somebody else.
Oh.
Sometimes she does. I
Not
can hook
really.
you up with somebody who does clothes
Yeah.
to help you.
Just
Okay.
for some pointers on how to do the
Well, we know
pictures
Rhonda
or-
does clothes all the time. Rhonda from Junk in
Junk
Got
in
Junk in
Your
Your
Trunk.
Trunk, and she will
Mhm.
totally help us. She wants to go to the bins with us one day when we go to
Ugh.
Texas.
We go visit in Tennessee.
Oh, Tennessee. I don't know why I said in Tennessee.
Okay, so are you guys just avoiding the second part of my question?
Oh,
Steph was just wanting to go into detail there.
sorry about that. So
What's the second part?
it's the one with Mothership products. Why we
Oh.
did an auction?
Look at what we sell. Oh, you know what? We've got
You
some
can be
stuff
picking
coming
up
in.
stuff. Yeah.
We got stuff coming in from Shop Goodwill. One of them is, if I hope it's really good, but we've got some stuff on Shop Goodwill coming in.
We just feel like
Who are we?
I know that's what we feel like. This is
No,
our-
people would love to see you guys on. I would love to see it. I know
like to
Lonnie
do
would
it.
too.
We'd
So
like to
you
do it, but we watch it and we're like, man, these people have
they have
like,
stuff
cool
that is interesting, and we do that too. But our stuff would already been sold.
We could
I don't
sell
know.
trophies. You know what kind I'm talking about, right?
No, if you guys want us to do it, we will totally do it, and that'll be, since he's booked into 2018.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
No, he's
yeah.
not. No, he has a couple of dates open.
Oh, does he?
No, reach
Okay,
out
well
to him.
then-
He's got like, I think maybe a couple of dates in December.
Okay,
Maybe
well,
even
if you got
one in
something, we'll
November.
do it
No, that would
Yeah,
be fun.
and-
But honestly, we were just
because we've
watching
got stuff.
when we were watching.
Yeah.
Never. We just. I don't know. Why
might be
why
a
would they
great-
want us to do it?
It might be a great way to score a Dyson,
Oh my
a
goodness.
mystery box Dyson.
Hey, Steve, you know what? It's just like you said. It's not about the stuff as much as it is about the people, right?
Right.
So-
Yeah,
It
Yeah,
works the same way
exactly.
there. It really does.
Yeah, I
So-
actually would like to. I've got some. Like I know everybody's doing a lot of the charitable things. I would love to do that.
yes,
And I've
we
got
would
a
do
lot
ours
of,
to charity.
Yeah, we've got some military things and
You see us looking over here. That's because all our merch is over
yeah.
there. So we're
But
looking over there
like the Wounded
hmm.
Warrior Project. I know Ted can do that. And
Y'all do yard sales too, though. You can. I'm between now and whenever you do it, I'm sure y'all can.
That's what
find
I was
some-
thinking too.
We do.
Definitely. You'll find some
You
good
know
stuff
what?
at
I
yard
just
sales.
feel
do you think a mystery box full of teeth would be good? So, like, that'd be appropriate.
It'd be a surprise. Anyway,
Yeah, it
Well, we'll
would.
talk to them about it, and I think that would be fun.
we'll
Yeah,
totally
you
do
gotta
it.
have a
We just
mystery
feel like
box.
kind of like we're still new on the scene, you know, this YouTube thing, and it's like we don't want to impose on anything.
We're still surprised that you had
Wait,
us.
no,
Yeah.
no. I'm so glad you guys agreed to come. And people would love to see you on the MSP show.
Okay, we'll do
All right.
it. We'll love it.
Yay.
We'll have it. We'll do it.
okay. Can I jump into my next question?
Yeah.
Of course.
You got to cut us
So-
off.
This is a good. Oh, I will. Don't worry. So this is one I've been wanting to ask, like for the last time, and like in between last show and this one, I wanted to ask you guys this. But Mother's Mustache asked it in the chat too.
Okay.
Advice on how to find a reputable wholesale pallet company. I'm East Coast. Thank you. I have the same question. I bet
Okay.
90% of the people watching want to know the same answer. right
Here's
here.
what we can say since we're West Coast. It's going to be cheaper for us to buy stuff from a West Coast one
What are you
usually
saying, a
unless it's
record?
physical.
Like a
Well,
reputable.
Like, how did you research your
gonna say-
company? How did you research to
Stumble-
find Via?
Lonnie, it stumbled upon it looking like there wasn't a lot of information out there,
Mhm.
you know, like just kind of like going on Google and all this and stumbled upon it. And it was close enough to where we could physically go down there. This is a part of like finding a reputable one that's important also. And it's not always feasible if you don't live close to a place, but we were able to go down there
yeah.
and we looked at everything. We started with one pallet.
We didn't buy anything when we went down there
Yeah.
either. We were intimidated and
Yeah,
nervous.
but once-
So,
But it does make a difference when you can actually go there and talk to somebody.
yeah.
And you're talking to somebody face to face,
Right.
and you know what I mean. You get the creepy feeling. That's not cool. If you got to trust that if you're meeting somebody face to face. But you can check it, like on the PS 101 group. That's a group of people that do this. And there's also people that sell. You know, you could go on there and you could ask questions of them, but you need to do the research on the company you're going to be buying from, like question them and look for reviews. We're going to be buying stuff just for this purpose. We're going to buy stuff from multiple vendors. So we get asked this a lot, and we're going to buy different variety, and we're going to buy different, you know, from different companies, and we'll be doing reviews on it. That's just like a legitimate, this is what we got.
Yeah.
Here's how much it cost, and here's how much we got for it, and what the experience was like with the liquidator. Now, with that being said, we can't say via trading, we could tell you, you buy what we get, and we can tell you exactly what you're going to get.
Yeah.
We have it on our website. You can look at our invoice and itemize. And we've had two of our subs have ones on the far east coast, Virginia, Pennsylvania. They each bought 3 pallets of the same exact stuff that we would buy. So
how much did the pallet cost to ship? How much
one of them, the Pennsylvania, I believe, was
600 to Virginia.
Yeah.
For 3 pallets?
It was 800.
800.
3 pallets. They bought 3 pallets, exact same pallets. Like Steph went through them and said, hey, buy these pallets. It's ones that we would buy. So they bought, the ones that went to Virginia was cheaper to ship for whatever reason. And the one in Pennsylvania was 800. So it was 600 and 800. And there was another sub wanted to buy.
And they're happy, by the way. They're really happy with what they got.
Right so. But another sub wanted to buy, but he didn't want to buy. And that's a hefty investment. And he didn't want to buy a single pallet, or he wanted to buy a single pallet. And our sales rep, Adrian, told the guy, no, it's not going to be good for you because of the shipping cost. And that, like for a sales guy that gets a commission to say that's a good sign. So when you're dealing with, there's other liquidators that are good as well. You know, you want that type of experience. You want a sales rep that is going to be steering you in the right direction. One thing I would say is if it's your first time, you gotta, it's exciting to think, I'm gonna get a pallet, I'm gonna make a lot of money. Start small. I mean, really small. Do the smallest investment you can, because you gotta learn the work that's involved. You know, you gotta get, like, one of the guys that bought, like, he opened up his pallet and he sent a picture to me and said, does your pallets look like this? And he had like 5 items that were used. They were pots and pans and they were dirty and used. And I sent a message back. I said, yeah,
that's normal.
Yeah, that's part of the used ones. Don't panic.
Yeah.
You know, don't panic.
They'll still sell used.
Yeah. Like on that example, you get a pallet, and I'm going to give you the example of what we deal with. This is housewares. And we learned this from doing it. You know, we'd see those and we'd open it up and they'd have all this loose stuff. And we're like, holy moly. Because we started out like, you know, 1 pallet and maybe it was the best in the world. But once we started buying bulk and you get more loose stuff, it was overwhelming. But then we learned that the loose stuff, it's still a moneymaker. And there's stuff in there that was used that still triples the dollar amount, you know. And if it was really bad, then you get your money back. But we would set the messed up stuff that we considered messed up. We just set it in a box and we start working through the stuff that's ready to sell. At the end, once you start getting through your pallets, that's when you go back and you take the items that are damaged, dirty, you know, whatever, or you just don't know anything about them yet, and you start working through that. You can't panic. You're going to have electronic items like your, you know, things that you plug in. Some of them don't work. Some of them, they're real easy to fix. You know, you just got to get the stuff going that is ready to go, and then you start dealing with your, you know, the things that you're trying to get any kind of money out. There's things that you will make money on selling it for parts, but you learn that by actually doing it. And starting small is the key, because it's so, if you've got these, if your eyes are real big about, oh, I can make a lot of money on this, there's work involved too. You know, there's sorting through that stuff. And if you have if you have the right education about it, like you really go through the steps of research the item you're buying, know where you're selling it, then you'll be more creative in trying to deal with the waste.
I wanted to say for Mother's Mustache, one resource that does help, and we aren't plugging this over and over for any reason other than just because it's been helpful and we wish we had known about it, but that Product Sourcing 101 group on Facebook, just join it, it's free. But they've got a list of reputable sellers that he recommends, that he has a relationship with. And you go in that group and he also has some discounts too on certain things. If you say you're in the group or whatever, you can get like $100 off your first pallet or whatever different ones
you can see
offer.
reviews.
Yeah, but you can ask people, other sellers, and say, hey, I just read, about this company that's near me. Has anybody had experience with them?
Yeah.
And, that kind of thing, you can write it. And everybody else is a person just like us who actually maybe has heard of them or has had an experience, or they could say, yes, I've sold for, I've purchased from them, but avoid this product, but this product does really well. Or whatever.
You could talk to the liquidators.
Yeah.
You can make contact with them, and that's a good thing to do. Is you make contact with them. That will tell you a lot in that conversation, how they communicate with you, and getting information on, shipping costs, typical loads, how much waste is usually in this load, what can we expect from, like you ask all those questions, and it's good. Get a hold of everybody.
Yeah.
If you contact everybody and you want to find out about clothing, ask all these questions, and the more people you talk to, you start to get a little bit of a feel for, how things work. And then before you pull the trigger, talk to us, talk to Rob. That guy will answer his phone. Freaking, you could call him personally and go over it again. I want people to be like, don't be enthusiastic, but really, really do the research. Know what, especially if you're coming from where you've never done this.
Yeah. And
Right.
I would say get a pallet that's manifested. If a manifest is basically a list of what's going to be in that pallet or going to be really close to what's in it. And it doesn't have to be a pallet that's as tall as I am. It can be a box, it can be a UPSable box.
So you don't want to buy a mystery pallet.
No.
Buy a mystery box for fun, but don't buy a mystery pallet for business.
No, I would say as a beginner, no way. Or if you can't drive to that place and open that pallet and kind of peek in there, you're not supposed to touch them sometimes if they're all wrapped up. But if you can drive there and see, just look around. Oh yeah, I'd poke in there.
We would go in there and you're not supposed to touch it. And sorry to be a tradie, but we touched them. We would, we were afraid. We're going out there buying it. So we would like tear the bottom of the plastic. I'm telling you the truth.
Just a peek.
I'm just telling you the truth, what we did. Like, hey, we're getting ready to spend some money on this. And I would tear the bottom and I'd try to see what other boxes were in there. And it would say, we take this one, because we were nervous. And I like breaking rules. Hey, there's a guy, Liquidation Ohio, and he buys from liquidation.com, and he buys consumer electronics, and he buys them in like it's not a pallet, it's like a box. So this box gets shipped to him, which is cheaper shipping. And he has videos where he opens the box and he goes through consumer electronics and he tells you this is crap, this is good. And then he tells you how he does with each of them. So that's a company that has and he tells you which ones to buy. Like, I think he does a lot of Amazon. His videos explain it. Like, he does like Amazon returns. And we met him in Vegas, and he's a real nice guy. He's doing that thing, like he's giving you this information exactly what to buy. And you can buy the same things or you could test it. But I would say lots of research, please.
Right.
And I think we're going to talk with him and do a little collaboration with
Lonnie
him
keeps trying.
in just a minute. I
that's Tonya.
I think after we get back from Reno, I think we're going to do something with him. So maybe we can answer a bunch of questions. It probably will be on his channel.
Yes, listen, and let me tell you, that StevenSteph are going to be dangerous when they figure out how to do live shows.
Well, yeah,
bore you to death.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Okay, so I have a quick question.
What, Lonnie?
Do what? I'm sorry.
Okay.
Do you have a question, Lonnie?
No.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So Rhonda in the chat asked, do you guys have any advice for females who are working alone who want to do pallets?
Junk in your trunk?
Yeah, Rhonda.
Yes.
Rhonda? Hi, Rhonda. She's so awesome.
She is.
Working alone and want to do pallets? Well, first off, I know you're a freaking hard worker and you do the bins. I would not, just the same advice about don't start with really big. I think there's places you're in Tennessee, so there's places that liquidate. I would still do the same thing, start out small, but I guarantee you, once you get comfortable with it, Rhonda, you would be able to do a pallet by yourself. I'm not saying everybody should, but I know for a fact, would be able to do it because you're a freaking hard worker.
And Rhonda, there's plenty of room in your shower above that stockpile you had. We watched her channel, and she hid stuff in her shower.
Yeah.
It was so funny because it looks like our house. We've got stuff just everywhere, It's awesome.
But a person can do one pallet. It's I wouldn't say everybody because it is work, but you could.
Rhonda could do it.
And you could.
I think
Oh.
anybody could.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a lot of work, so I wouldn't recommend anybody do it. But when I know somebody is just like a hard worker and they just get it done, yes.
So what would you do if like, because I have ordered pallets before.
Okay.
A long time ago from a different company in Alabama. I forgot I'd even done this. I didn't have a great experience, but I know that those trucks, like those freight trucks that bring the pallets, it would be an 18-wheeler that would bring it, right?
Right.
So when they bring it to y'all, they bring it like to your storage center?
Ours, like if you look on, ours wasn't it was a big truck.
Right, I saw it.
Yeah, it wasn't over country, like cross country type truck. And it was, it wasn't, I don't want to say it's 5-ton or whatever, but it wasn't like the big giant trailers you see on the freeway. So yes, we have had them, like when we would have, say 5 or 6 pallets, we'd have it come to our house and we used to just put it in the driveway and it would take us the whole day just getting that stuff out. But once we started getting into storage units, that's what we would just drive into we had access into the storage unit.
You have to pay usually
drop it off
for a lift gate, a truck that would have a lift gate and a pallet jack usually.
If you have a dock.
If you do it. If you have
they're going to ask you that. And that's an important thing, Lonnie, that you brought up. Yeah, if you have a dock the truck can back up to, that is different than the lift gate. And I mean, I don't know if it's going to make or break a deal, but it's very important that you let them, when you're getting something shipped to you, that those questions are asked of you. And if they're not, you want to offer that up. It's going residential, or if it's going to a storage unit, there's no dock, you want to stress that. What'd you buy, Lonnie?
Oh, it was like some liquidation, just random stuff I was selling on eBay. I did okay, but the margins just weren't there.
Okay, I think that one thing too, as a first-time pallet buyer might have an issue with is they're competing with people that have already bought from these companies a bunch of times, so they kind of know which things are good and which ones aren't. And a first-timer sometimes might get stuck with stuff that isn't that great, because they didn't know, or they didn't have a sales rep. They didn't know that you could have a sales rep and ask them questions. How old is this stock? What sells the best? What do people come back and keep buying? That kind of thing. Ask somebody. It doesn't hurt to find a sales rep and ask all your questions to them, because their job is to get you to sell to you and have you be a repeat customer. So that's their goal. They want to keep selling to you. The first time's easy, but each time after that is hard for these companies, I think. So I think that's what is something that people need to definitely do, is get a sales rep. If you go to VIA Trading, get Adrian. He's awesome. But don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to call up and say, hey.
Are those auctions that y'all do, by the way, at the VIA? Are those all auctions?
No.
At VIA Trading?
No, you could go on the site and you go to the load center.
And you just buy it?
You could look at where it's like, you could pick a category. You could pick a place that it's located. It's not always just where we are. They have, sometimes it'll say it's coming out of Ohio or wherever. So you can look at that. But they do have auctions there, though. They have like a crazy 300 pallet auction, starts at $0. They have promotional things like that, because so much stuff is coming in. They couldn't possibly just sell it, online.
You have a guy there, though, right? This Adrian guy. So do y'all ever negotiate?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is you definitely don't. It doesn't hurt to ask. Just tell somebody when you call the company and say, hey, I am a reseller for a living, or whatever it's going to be. I plan to do this often, frequently. What kind of deal can you give me? This can be my first time. You want to sell me your best product, to make me be a repeat customer. So, I'm going to come back if I'm happy with this. So can you give me a deal? Can you help me out in any way? Can you help me with shipping? That kind of thing. And I'm sure that they probably can help you out a little
negotiate.
bit. Why not ask?
Always negotiate.
But tell them that you're going to be repeat.
Even at a restaurant, when you buy food, when they come and they got the bill, you look at that bill and you say, you know what?
I thought about it.
It was good, but it wasn't great. Lonnie.
Before I cut into this steak, is there any way you can work with me on the price?
I wish that Lonnie lived closer, because we could go out to dinner.
Oh, Lord.
And then we could say, okay, Lonnie, who can get this meal the cheapest?
Oh,
after
I will be like this. No. I would be
I'll be
terrified.
right there with you.
Yeah.
Reseller rally. That's what we're going to do.
Oh my gosh. Are we gonna go to that next year if they do it?
They haven't invited us.
Oh.
Well,
Well,
you
but
don't
maybe-
get invited to that.
Yeah, you just buy
You want
tickets.
to be like keynote speak? They want to be keynote speakers, Tanya.
Ooh,
That's what they're
Did
waiting
You see
for.
the video we made
that
about
would be good. That's a good idea.
What?
Lonnie? Do you
Oh,
remember?
Lonnie saw
You
it.
saw the video about the reseller rally,
That was your dream.
Which
the
one?
movie
your,
idea,
Your movie, yeah. Your TV show.
where they invite some serial killers down there.
Oh, right, yeah.
How far are you through your last pallet haul? We're zero through it right
Yeah.
now.
We have not.
Zero.
We have not.
We're trying to get rid of the other stuff in that last pallet haul first before we dig into the good stuff.
We've
gotten
had so
nothing.
many people visit, and that's a good thing. But it's been like, and now we're leaving. We're going to be leaving tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
But like I said, we take a lot of time off, and we never say no to family that's coming into town. And then so we're leaving. Then in November we go to Texas and Tennessee. But yeah, we haven't been super active. Jerry's digging up
Hi,
his.
dear
Sorry about that.
Terry.
But when we when we come back from Reno, we're probably gonna like knock a pallet out real quick, because come November we're gonna be busy again with Thanksgiving, Christmas and all that'll come up.
Right. So we have a question in the chat from Mike. He says, have you guys made any pallet purchases from the Goodwill Clearance Center? I didn't even know that was an option.
No, and when we
Is that shopgoodwill.com?
they have an auction down there. When we used to go to we did a lot of Shop Goodwill, and there was like 3 particular ones that were close to us: San Diego, Santa Ana, and Ontario. And that's Jerry digging up his bed. So we would schedule. We got so much from those places that we had a weekly schedule of pickup stuff. So we'd go pick stuff up, and one day the guy told us at Santa Ana, he goes, "Do you guys ever do the auction?" And I remember we drove by it. Remember we looked, and it was like we drove by and looked over there, and it looked freaking crazy. And we're like, we don't want to deal with that. We didn't know.
Right.
We would have, but they had auctions out there. They had pallets, or actually it was Gaylord's, which I guess were on a pallet. But no, we've never done that.
This
Okay.
was one question. Oh, look at this list of questions from last time that I
Yeah.
went through the chat and saw. But Denise asked a few questions. Denise Homendahl. She said, can you give us a dollar amount average on what you pay for one pallet?
Good
That is
question.
something a lot of people have asked us. And when we say a pallet, this is just a pallet of what we purchased on this last one, because a pallet could be $200 or it could be any dollar range. So on this stuff that we're buying from this high-end department store, one pallet, we purchased one pallet just to do a deal on, so we could show you guys what one pallet looks like, a typical one pallet. But I think it was like $1,400. But it's just a single pallet. But that's
depends on what
typical
you
for
get.
that.
Yeah, it depends
But
on what you get.
We're going to triple to 4 times our money on it. So, it makes sense.
It's like start out small.
Yeah.
And then just, you got to put money back into it. It's a business model. So you got to put money back into it, but you don't have to get what we get. I mean, if you can, that's great. And we also benefit from being close and, and the shipping and everything. But there are other things you could get. There's people that do clothing, like it's new clothing. I watched a video on somebody, I don't remember who it was, but they were getting, can't think of the brand, but what they do is everything was in beautiful condition, but they would mark the tag, like they put a black line through the tag of whoever the manufacturer was. And if you already do clothes and you get a small sample of that, that's another way to complement your clothing inventory.
Yeah.
And they could be in really, really good shape, lightly used or brand new. And some of them would probably be, there would obviously be some with damage, but overall, that could be a good route for somebody.
Yeah. Lonnie, do you have any more questions?
Maybe. Let me look. I'm sorry. I'm just sitting here listening, and I'm like, oh wait, I'm part of the show too.
You sure do talk a lot.
Oh,
Okay. No, I have here's my last question, because I got to leave at 4. My
Okay.
daughter is starting school tomorrow. I got to go to open house today.
All
cute.
right.
Yeah, 3rd grade. So wow. Okay, so what made y'all decide to start a YouTube channel? And okay, second part to that question, have you thought about starting a YouTube channel on some other subject before, not reselling. And if you did start another, like, do you have any other interests that would maybe be appropriate for YouTube? Or
YouTube.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I guess serial killing's appropriate. I guess anything's appropriate. You know what? We did the videos as fun, you know, like, and honestly, it was always with our kids and grandkids in mind, like, you know, wanting to show them us having a good life, you know, like that will always be there. They'll always see that. But when we're doing it, we also are thinking, showing people, because we have friends and family and, you know, people that we're always like, oh, you guys got to try this, or people that we know that are working jobs that are just killing them, you know, like they're not happy and they don't see, and maybe we're wrong. Maybe at the end of the day, we'll realize we should have got a job and worked it the whole time and retired.
Nobody ever says that.
I know.
Yeah.
But we're like, come on, you want to just slap them, you know, and say, look at this. You're doing all this work. You're not spending time with your family. You're actually not having fun because we were there.
Yeah.
So if we go out and we do this, you know, we didn't go out there and say, you know, everybody do this, you know, this is exactly how you do it. We're freaking nobody. Okay. We're doing it the way that we do it. We're learning. We want to share with you what we've learned. And we want people to, even if it's not this like pallets, find something that gives you more life, you know, more life and less work. That's what it was. Like, just show them we have freaking fun. I mean, that's important. This should be normal for you to laugh every day. That should be normal. That should be normal to talk to your kids and your grandkids and not be tired, not be too tired to go play with your grandkids. Right? So
That's great advice.
Yeah, if we showed this to some people, and if some people, you know, if they benefit from that, if it just helps them, you know, look at their life a little differently. We had somebody close to us die from cancer, and that reinforced that what we're doing is right. You know, seeing somebody 37 years old, and how he changed his life, knowing that he was going to die. Okay. Knowing it, there was no turning back. Like, it was like, hey guys, got some bad news. It's not working.
This is a country song, by the way.
Yeah. And, you know, and it's true. And
it literally is a country song.
Oh.
Well, I believe it. And so we watched that process, and we watched a man.
My cousin, Isaac.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He's going to make me cry now. But
I lost my dad to cancer
sorry,
too,
guys.
so I understand.
It's still touchy. It was really recent. So
goodness.
It's awful. But anyway, it made us realize that what we're doing is what we want to do. And we need to live our lives and embrace it. And every second you have with your family and reconnect with family that you have lost touch with, it means everything, because that's all we have here. So if this is how we do it and go about doing it, that's how we're doing it. So we want to live our lives and enjoy our lives each day if we can. And so
sorry, my eyes
anyway, that's what we try to do, and that's what we want to do. And we do love it, and we laugh and we have fun, and we do get
you
to
cry. You cry.
Yeah, I mean, not
that's
usually.
okay though. It's okay though.
My eyes were watering.
I think there's no doubt that you two are genuine at this
Yes.
That was a real moment. Thanks for sharing it with us, guys.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Anyway,
Y'all are all in trouble.
Thanks a lot, Cincinnati Picker.
It's your fault.
Yeah, I won this on his channel on Mothership Products. I got Steve at Fart Machine, so he has so much fun with it. He's farting everywhere. Everywhere. I mean, we already have enough parts in the house.
Guys, I gotta go. I'm so sorry, but I do have to run.
All right.
I'll watch the rest later, though, so y'all have fun.
Thanks, Lonnie.
Okay, thanks. Bye, Steve. Bye, Steph. Bye, Tonya. Thanks for having me again.
Bye.
Yeah.
Yep. Bye.
Anyway, sorry about that, Tonya.
Yeah.
That's okay. So do you guys have any parting words you'd like to leave with our audience?
Hey, thank you guys. I mean, seriously, like, we get so many comments that are just wonderful, and people make us laugh. Like, seriously, we're reading like some of the comments are left, and we literally are laughing. Like we'll say, "Did you see?" And it's so funny, and we really, really appreciate it. And when we say that we appreciate it, we sincerely appreciate it. You know, and it does make us feel good. It makes us feel good when somebody just says, "Hey, that was funny." You know,
Right.
I think that's another thing
it's
too,
nice.
is like a lot of us, we work alone. A lot of pickers and a lot of thrifters or whatever, resellers, we work alone, a lot of us, because a lot of us are just listing on eBay alone or as couples.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think that having this community, the reseller community, and on YouTube, as it's changed us, it's made us open our eyes with, you know, we have community, somebody to talk to about stuff, or we talk to somebody else who's doing what we do. And it's so neat because we haven't had that before. So it's awesome. It's really cool. And we really do enjoy it.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yep. So
Yeah. You guys are
We
great.
really appreciate you, Tonya.
we love you.
Tanya's the one that
I
like,
love y'all.
we had like, I don't know, 70 subscribers or something. And we thought that we were like, wow, this is the
weird.
greatest thing. And then Tonya contacts us and says, hey, would you guys like to be on? And we were like, oh, I don't think she watched our show. Are you sure you watched our video? And she was like, yeah, I saw little Jerry. And after that, it's just, you know, we've gotten, I mean, just so much more people that we're able to interact with.
Yes.
And like Steph said, we could ask questions. We could say, hey, you know, there's always somebody there that will know something about it. Like the jury jar. We got that because it looks fun. And we saw your videos. We're like, hey, that'd be fun.
Yes.
And we know she'll tell us what to do. And now we're going to do a jury jar.
And a cookie jar.
Yeah. And a cookie jar.
Yeah.
Thanks to you,
Yeah.
Tonya.
I find a cookie jar because of your video.
And other people's videos that we watch, you know, the other YouTube
Right.
videos, we see stuff, we're like, oh, I've seen those. I don't know. You know, so I feel like
It's
sometimes.
a great community.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite things to watch from all the other resellers are their sales updates. You know, so you can see what's sold and what they're having good luck with. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so I want to thank you guys so much for coming
Oh,
on the
thank you.
channel today. And I love you guys. And I want everybody to go and subscribe to StevenSteph, the Resale Killers, here on YouTube. Show them some love.
Hey,
All right, guys.
enjoy your life, guys.
Oh, wait.
Oh, wait.
Oh, wait. Put your hats on and say it again.
Yeah.
If you'd like to buy one of these,
Contact Tonya.
Tanya's going to be
Treasures.
All right. Bye, guys.
See ya
Bye-bye,
later.
everyone.